feels like I didn't write one. It's all hard libs. You're doing great. We've got some bullet points here. I just want to say thank you for you all coming here, especially considering the weather. Like Neil, coming from Canada, doing well. Flo working at our house, Bruce's house. He's not actually here yet, but he will be in a minute. He came to the ceremony, bless him. Where's Danny gone? There he is. Danny had fun going there, didn't you? Yeah. Lots of people got here. It's pretty good. We hardly lost anybody, did we? So, I'd just like to say thank you to certain people. Mary, you've helped quite a lot, haven't you? Thank you very much for all you've done. It's very kind. These pair, Bruce and Katie, they've helped a hell of a lot, especially the last couple of days. Katie being the stand-in photographer of the day. Well done, Katie. It's very important. Where were the bridesmaids hanging? Thank you very much. Lovely bridesmaids. Don't forget Adam. Next. That or Danny. No, thank you everyone for being here. I'm going to shut up in a minute because I'm boring you all. But I'd just like to say thank you the most to Fru for being A, daft enough to marry me, and for being the prettiest girl in the world. Apart from maybe today, when she got surrounded by a few too many women, she was very calm, considering how bad the weather was, and the dress wouldn't get to her, and this and that. But she stayed very calm until all the women came. I'd like to make a toast to Fru. It's Fru, it's mine. To Fru. Where's Eddie? I think you want to say a few words next time.
Short and sweet.
Sit down. It's not boring,
I'm sure you'll all join me when I say how beautiful Colleen, Violet, and Zoe look. And Andy, you look smart as well. Thank you for all coming today to celebrate Colleen and Andy's wedding. Colleen and Andy, you'll always remember your white wedding, your very white wedding. May you be the best of friends. May you bring out the beautiful things in each other that nobody else looks hard enough to see. Marriage is a partnership, a union, a statement of two people's love and commitment. Make each other happy. Be happy. Colleen means little girl, and I bought some very embarrassing photos. It means little girl engagement. My memory is very poor, but I can still clearly remember my little girl's arrival in the world all those years ago. Amazing. Take care of each other, and may your dreams and hopes come true. I give you a toast. To Andy and Colleen Moore.
Andy and Colleen Moore.
Okay. Have a speech somewhere. Right. Let's not start on the second page. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for being here today, especially those of you who knew I'd be saying a few words. It's very touching that you still turned up, of course. First thing I want to say though is how beautiful Colleen looks. She looks absolutely stunning today. It's incredible. Of course this line was stolen, but I do want to say it's nice that Andy made a bit of an effort. Of course, I'd like to thank Andy for choosing me to be the best man. I know I wasn't the first choice, but Biscuit the guinea pig just didn't feel up to doing a speech, so it came down to me. I've known Andy for a very long time. In fact, I've lived with him most of my adult life. It was just over 8 years ago when me and Andy were randomly allocated neighbouring rooms in the luxurious Riverdale flats. We then proceeded to live together for most of the next 7 years, except for the third year in which we were separated. It was hard, but we got through it.
Great.
Obviously, we still don't live together. That would be a little weird. But I feel we both take comfort in the fact that we are a mere 110 metres apart. Yes, I did progress. Of course, when I say we take comfort in living so close together, what I mean is I don't actually feel that guilty when I'm constantly asking Andy and Colleen to come round and check that I've turned the hob off, or turned the iron off, or locked the doors, or tied my shoelaces, or, you know, things like that. So, during this extended exposure to Andy, I think I've got to know his character pretty well and learned much about him, although we have never really found common ground on the issue of bin bags. Of course, I could stand here and tell you all about Andy's past misdemeanours. I could trot out the usual stories, like the fruit machine incident at the Harley. But instead, I've decided to use this time to talk about Andy's redeeming characteristics. Yeah, sorry. No, okay, seriously. So I was writing this speech, and I was trying to think of a few traits that sum up Andy. So this is what I got. Patience. Of course, Andy is an extremely patient person, assuming you don't bug him too much. I can assure you that there is only so long you can spend showing Andy how to eat a banana with the skin on before he asks you to stop abruptly. Tolerance. Andy is undeniably extremely tolerant of absolutely everyone who agrees with him. But then the people that don't agree with him are idiots, so, you know, who cares? Unless it's on the issue of bin bags, of course. Charismatic? Yes, of course, Andy is very charismatic. Just 6 months ago, and 2 days I think it was, Andy was the best man at my wedding. And the stirring and heartfelt speech that Danny had to deliver was truly outstanding. Loyalty, how about this one? Well, I do mean this one. Andy really is one of the most incredibly loyal and dedicated people I've ever met. For the people in this room, the people that Andy cares about, you can be sure Andy will always be there for you. He may not do stuff with pomp and circumstance, he's not a showy guy. But you know that he will always be there, and he's the type of person that will always think of others before himself. And I know that Andy's dedicated to Colleen in such a total way. Andy has this kind of quiet passion for Colleen, which is quite rare in the world today. And of course... Of course, Andy is outstandingly generous. I think if we asked everyone in this room, let's try that one sentence. I think if we asked everyone in this room to name one positive trait about Andy, we'd probably all come up with generosity. And this is largely because we've been to the pub with Andy, and we all know that Andy takes getting around him to a competitive level. He must win. But that's because he cares about the people around him, and if he can do anything to make your life a little happier, he will. I mean, Andy's stuck with me through highs and lows. And I know if I'm down and out, Andy will take me to the pub for a quiet pint. And if I'm all good and happy, Andy will take me to the pub for a quiet pint. But only a few, he's working in the morning. And then Andy met Colleen. Such romanticism, such je ne sais quoi. I'm disappointed Flo's here, not here for that. It was out of control. Colleen had dropped a sample. Andy went to pick it up. Colleen reached too. Their hands touched, their eyes locked. Raw sewage began to spill from the tube. No, that probably didn't happen in all fairness. What I remember about their early days is how quickly they were at ease together, how quickly they seemed right together. Of course, there were changes. Andy's now a much calmer and more relaxed person. He hardly ever has to explain to entire rugby teams why they're a set of ninnies. Whereas there have been changes for Colleen too. It has been hard adjusting to not having to do any cooking or cleaning in the house. But it's okay. As Andy explained to me, they may argue occasionally. They may have their little tiffs, and Colleen does whine a bit. But they work so well together. They are so comfortable and at ease together. It's clear for all of us to see that Andy and Colleen, them being together, makes each of their lives so much better. They really are the happy couple. So that just leaves me to wrap up, really. I wanted to say thank you to the bridesmaids for looking so outstanding. They're really quite I'd like to thank the families for providing us with these two lovely people. I'd like to thank all the people that shaped this day, and especially the people here at Burton Street, which are hopefully about to serve us a delicious meal. And for all of you making it here in this awful weather that's been stressing Colleen a little bit this week. I'd like to thank Colleen and Andy for giving us the opportunity to be involved in their special day. I know they've both put a tremendous amount of effort into making today happen, and I can only hope that apart from this speech, everything has exceeded their expectations. So, ladies and gentlemen, it now gives me immense pleasure to invite you all to stand and raise your glasses to Toast and Colleen. We wish them a happy future together and a long marriage. To Andy and Colleen.
Andy and Colleen.